So, today I watched a video by Eloho, and she was basically explaining her personal views on the subject of Kim Kardashian's new swimsuit line that she's trying to push a trademark of it being called the kemono. And she's already been known to be a culture vulture. So in the comment section of Eloho's YouTube video, there was an individual who was biracial, of Asian descent and African descent. And once in the comment section, that individual expressed their experiences on both ends, where she felt she wasn't accepted by her Asian community or heritage, and neither on the black end of her Asian heritage or the community that she was surrounded by. She also experienced hate from her maternal mother, where she basically taught her self-devaluing traits of how I feel like she was trying to say that she was less beautiful because she was of a lighter skin tone. And as you guys know, the black community has an issue with colorism that is due to so many things. From such a long history, from white supremacy and just overall hate from other communities. And there was this backlash from black YouTubers in the comment section towards that individual because, she expressed that if the black community wasn't going to accept her, she wouldn't be standing in agreement with them on black issues. That she was just going to denounce her black heritage, and just, even though that she knows her Asian community doesn't accept her wholeheartedly, she was just going to deal with it because at least the hate from them wasn't as bad. And it's ridiculous because, all the back and forth that was in the comment section, there was so much informative things posted for someone who was open-minded, or at least who wanted to find some common ground, could have looked at and taken a step back and said, wow, there's issues on both ends. Our Asian community does not know enough about the black community to respect us or to want to value us enough to stand by during certain times and during certain situations. And sometimes individuals of any race tend to forget that sometimes in each community there is a portion of people who will rally with other minorities or other groups when injustices are being done. But it's not to the majority. It's not to the majority extent. So it's overshadowed. And it's how can we have any growth beyond that if when someone is presenting themselves in a manner to want to learn, to want to, I understand when people have biases, you're skeptical. Because you're you can say that you want to understand on a different level. But that doesn't mean after you learn things that you're going to accept those truths and change your ways. So I understand that. But to be able to give room for growth and for change, because we have to do that in our own community. So in order for someone else to have some understanding on us, you have to give them that room for that. And the reason why I feel like the whole united front with multiple ethnic backgrounds is not going to be established during this time, even for the situation for Kim's kimono. trademark thievery is because our own black community needs to do some self-love work. Like, every individual, and it's going to be hard. We need to do some reconstruction on the way that we allow the media to portray us. We allow ourselves to be made a mockery of when we are in the industry career field. Like, just because you're a celebrity and it is known to make way more sales as you acting a fool in a video or speaking in an uneducated manner, it feels bad. So you know that you're going to get like some negative remarks thrown at you because of that. Because if you don't see a problem with how you're speaking or how you're being perceived, then people are not going to respect you either. So we really need to do some self-valuing. It's hard to like say how, because as a black individual it's not easy for myself, but it's possible. And we need to just like start demanding things now from our own people in order for us to do better as a whole, for us to work with other minorities, because at this point we make ourselves look like what they show us to be when we act that way. How many times a day can you see a black person committing a crime or killing someone before you think to yourself, even as a black person, like, damn, black people is getting out of hand? And it's like, this is what they see of us. Think about that. This is what these other minority groups or individuals see of us. We know that white supremacy or the white supremacist agenda wants people to think that this is what we are, but the majority of us are not. But we had those individuals that we don't reach out to, or we don't talk to, or we don't teach in order for them to think better, to be better, to move better, for that stereotype to be changed. So the black community really needs to do some self work. But we also need to stop being so hateful against the others and our own. Because, like, it's hard to even walk down the street as a black person and look at another black person without them assuming that, you know, they're thinking negative of them or they want to fight or this and that. Like, we have too many issues going on to be worrying about each other. Okay? We need to get our shit together. Period.